you guys are having such a glorious, terrific, amazing morning. If not, do understand and get your life, your day is going to get better, honey, once you say hey. Okay, once your perception gets better. So this morning when I had got of course I meditated and I tell you guys, I have mentioned this before that I have a notebook, right? Where so I write my goals, the person that I am, right? And the fun and exciting thing about this, because this morning when I woke up, I just was like, you know what, Dina, what is it that you want, right? What is it? Now, I do have my goals written down, the person, that I am and everything like that. And when I tell you this works so good. Let me tell you, if you desire any area of your life that you desire to improve, right? Now, I did a video the other day about affirmations. Affirmations are rendered useless if you are not taking action, right? So you could be in the mirror until you blue in the face. Hey, Linda, peace here, baby, peace here, peace here. You could be in a mirror until you blue in the face and practicing affirmation, saying that you are kind, you are loved, you are fit, you are healthy. You can do that until you blue in the face. But if you don't follow up with action, it is not going to work. Okay. So you have to take action. When I first started this journey, I told you guys, for many of you guys who have been going along with my journey for a minute, I had told you guys when I first got into this personal development space back in 2018, right? My mentor, Bob Proctor, he would say, get in the mirror and practice affirmations. Honey, when I tell you, I felt very uncomfortable to say the least, okay? Because I didn't believe the stuff that I was saying. But what I noticed was from me saying those things, right? I started feeling a certain way. Okay. I started taking radical action. The more I kept on saying it, because remember, when you was a child and you would say certain things, you would keep on saying the thing, keep on saying it, keep on saying it, and your mother or whomever you stayed with, they would say you are habitual fool. Like that's what my mother say. She'd say, she would cause one of my other siblings, she'd say you are a habitual liar, right? A person that lies all the time, honey. And so you are going to reprogram your subconscious mind. And the only way to reprogram your subconscious mind is through repetition and emotions and feelings. Okay. Not only are you saying the things, but you have to be able to feel those things that you are saying. Now, when I first started, I would do the affirmations and stuff like that. And I didn't know exactly where this was going to take me. I know I was doing YouTube. No, I was doing YouTube for a little bit, but I mainly was doing Facebook. I didn't know how this journey was going to show up or how my journey was going to wind up, right? And that's the beauty of life, because you don't need to know every freaking step of the way, okay? So this morning when I was like, you know what is it that you really want? You have the choice to focus on the things that's in your life that you say that you don't want more of, or you have the choice to focus on the things that you do want. And when I tell you this thing works, so I used to say I am a successful content creator, right? I used to say that over and over and over again before I became monetized on social media. Before I became monetized on social media, right? And I used to say these things, keep on saying it, keep on saying it. Well, not only are you saying it, but you have to apply the action. You have to do. So after I say, I am so happy and grateful, I am a successful content creator. Guess what? I'm going to show up and make content. I'm going to show up and make videos. You have to be that person as if you that person now. Okay. Now, I remember a few days ago, I was listening to this guy who has a large following. He's mainly on TikTok, but he has a large following. He probably on other social media platforms. I'm assuming, but he has a large following, right? And I remember one of the things that he had said was, he said when he was working his 9 to 5, he would work 40 something hours. And when I tell you, so many content creators, they have all said, the ones that I listen to, they all have said the same thing. So he was working a 9 to 5. And one of his friends had said to him, she said, well, if you say you desire to be a content creator, then you got to make content, right? And one of the things that I absolutely love is the transparency. So one of the things he said was, he said when he would get out of work and he would say to himself, all right, so if I'm a content creator, what would my content be about, right? And he said, what would I be doing right now if I'm a content creator? He went into the future and seen himself. And not only did he do that, but he started comparing himself to the content creators, the big influencers that inspired him. So he said, well, I want my content to be about what I'm watching, what movies I'm watching, what I'm eating and stuff like that. Basically like a lifestyle content creator. And he said that he would do this every day when he got out of work. His favorite content creators, he seen that they was posting 3 times a day. Guess what? He will post 3 times a day. You have to be that person as if you that person now. It's not, oh, one day I'm going to be that person. No. And so many people make so many excuses. And this is not only just for content creation. This is for anything in life. You can't say, well, I'm working towards that. No, you have to be that person now. The other day, right? And some fun things that you can do. I'm so pumped up. I am so pumped up. Listen, the fun thing that you can do. So I went on Chat GPT the other day, right? And one of the things I was like, oh my goodness, I want to see how can I earn $20,000 a month, right? On social media, preferably on YouTube. But honey, it could be divided on other platforms as well. So Chat GPT gave a whole list, okay? Like on Monday, set weekly income goals. On Monday, right? Set a weekly income goal. Monday, this is still on Monday. Plan content themes, haul trips, promos, and then check affiliate dashboards and brand incomes, track and analytics from last week, review, update your link and bio or product links, plan 10 brand pitches this week. And then on Tuesday, content production. So if you serious, right? It's so many ways for us to win right now. It's not even funny. Like, it's literally at our fingertips. There's no excuse that you can use. You cannot use no excuse like, oh, because of where you grew up at, oh, because of your skin color, oh, because of your neighborhood you was brought up in. None of those things matter because there's so many people who have demonstrated time and time again that you too can win. And if they are able to do it, then you are no different, my love. You can do the same exact thing. So what I started doing was, right, because everything is about vibration, right? You want to be on a frequency of the thing that you desire. That thing that you desire is on a higher frequency. So how could you get on that higher frequency? One of the things that I always say is gratitude. Gratitude. You have to be grateful for the things that you currently have in your life. And not only that, you can still be thankful for the things that the physical have not yet materialized. What I mean by that, okay, so one of the things that I say is I live in this condo, right, in Secaucus, New Jersey. It's called the Harper. Right now, when I write out my gratitude list, I write everything out. I am so happy and grateful that I live in this condo, this beautiful condo that me and my children own, right? I write those things out as if it's here already, like we live there already. The next thing is you want to visualize. So right now it's like 10 something in the morning. I started writing this list out. Okay. I start rewriting this list out. Now, this list is from a list that I had wrote a few years ago. And you want to know what was in this book was for me to become monetized before I became monetized. So to the person that's out there, this is one of the things that you're going to have to understand and get. When you start becoming this person, right, that you desire to be, it's going to be everything in your power, not everything in your power, but it's going to be a part of you, the old version of you that's not going to want you to change. So you may make excuses like you tired. You may make excuses like, It's the same thing there. You may make excuses like you don't have time to do this. You may make excuses like you have a headache or you don't feel good. And all those things, they may seem so real to you. They may seem so real to you, right? Or you may even say like, oh my goodness, this thing, it just don't even work. I've been doing this, it don't work. Yes, it do. Because it takes a certain amount of time for the manifestation to occur, right? Is you planting seeds. And if you plant any type of seed, you know that seed, you're not going to reap the harvest the next day that you plant the seed. It's going to take a minute. But what a lot of people tend to do is when you this close to the success, you backtrack. You backtrack. You don't even know why you backtrack. Well, the reason you backtrack is because you are so close. And that old version of you, it do not want you to change. It don't want you to change. So what it'll do is all types of stuff in your life is going it'll start going wrong. It'll appear that it's going wrong. But that is for you to keep on going. That is for you to keep on focusing. So let me read a few things that I wrote. Now, this, when I tell you this is so fun, because you are using your imagination constructively as opposed to destructively. One of the books that I highly recommend also is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Such an amazing read. Okay, you want to use your imagination because the more you are able to see it, the more you are able to visualize and feel it, right? The feeling is what's going to get you there. It's the feeling. You have to be able to feel it. And how could you feel it? Well, what you could do is you can extract things that had occurred in your life. Like it's one time, and I use this analysis a lot. When I was when I had set some goals, right? On Section 8, set some goals. At this time, I don't know if they still have this, but at this time, they had this program where as though you set goals, right? Now, if you set goals, the idea was you said, I think it was like 3 or 4 goals, right? And you have to hit those goals within, I believe, in was it 5 years, right? Within 5 years, you have to hit these goals, or it can be before 5 years. So my goals at that time was I had like, what was it? Financial literacy. I had to attend this program, this course or something like that as far as finance. Hey, Morris, peace to you, baby. Peace to you, if you still on here. So I had to attend this course for finance literacy, right? So I attended this. Then I also had to graduate from college. I graduated from college. And then it was another goal, which was like a police officer I wanted to become, right? But God had bigger and better plans for me, right? So Section 8 basically was like, well, since you didn't become the police officer, because they was like, you don't have any control of when they gonna hire you, or if they're gonna be hiring at this time or whatever it is like that. So they basically was like, we can't go with that goal because we don't know if like you're not in control of you being hired within the 5 years or whatever it was, right? So my goal was those things. And one of the things Section 8 had said was, so every amount that I was earning, because at that time I was working at a hardware store, Home Depot. Every amount that I was earning, every paycheck that I was earning, and the amount that I was paying for rent, it was based upon the amount that I was paying for rent. Section 8 doubled it. Okay, so they would match that. So it would go into like an escrow account or something like that. At the end of the 5 years, right, I was able to collect $10,000, $10,500 from Section 8. That was because I hit those goals. Now, when I say you could go back and extract those feelings that you felt before and apply it to the goals that you set out for yourself today. So how did I feel when I was called to pick up that check, right? The $10,500. Oh my goodness, I was so ecstatic. Okay, I was ecstatic. I can see it now. Walking up the stairs, the lady, her last name was Vargas. Me signing the papers, and she asking me, she's like, "Oh, what you gonna do with the, with the check and stuff like that?" and I'm taking a check. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a used car, which I did. And those are feelings that I had when I accomplished those goals. You could extract that and put that to your new goals. And to the person that's out there that's like, I don't know if I would be able to accomplish these goals. Yes, you will. You will be able to accomplish them. And you know why you'll be able to accomplish them? Because you accomplished them in the past before. If you did it once, you can do it again. And it doesn't matter how small or how big the goal is that you accomplished before in the past. If you did it once, you can do it again. That is proof that you can do it again. And you're going to use your memory, right? You're going to use your memory. Oh my goodness, how did I feel when I hit that goal, right? What was going on in my life and all these different things. And you are going to use this. Another thing that I remember is this. I remember when I was going to get my associate's degree for college, right? Because that was one of the goals, to get an associate's degree in criminal justice. And I remember it was stuff going on in my life, right? Things that it seemed like did not want me to graduate from college. It was so many things that was going on in my life. And I was able to surpass those things. Why? Because I had a vision. And this was before I even knew anything about personal development. So the truth of the matter is we doing this on a day in and day out basis. We just don't realize it. You manifesting on a day in and day out basis. You've been doing this for years, okay? But you just wasn't paying attention to how you was doing it. And so I remember one day I was walking down the street and I was like, oh my goodness, for some reason this memory popped up of when I was graduating from college and the stuff that was going on in my life. And then I said, oh my goodness, if those things was going on in my life back then, and I was able to hit my goals back then when everything seemed like it was going wrong, then this is no different. Okay? And so this is what you tend to do. You start paying attention to that version, that old paradigm that wants you to stay stuck. It wants you to be the same exact thing, be and do and receive the same exact thing for its survival. But no, my love, you are going to write down, and no matter how uncomfortable it is, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be times where it's though you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I should do this. No, you must do it. If you want your life to change, remember, you have to do something different. Prime example, lovely example. And then I'm going to read you guys some of the stuff because you want to be very detailed down to the nitty gritty, now down to the really last drop. Last week, now remember, a few months ago, I had to Peach McIntyre course, right? Who's a content creator on each platform. She probably have over 2 million something subs, right? On each platform, like all her platforms combined together, probably 2 million or 3 million or something, right? All combined, or maybe more. But anywho, I had wrote down like what I wanted for my life, because that was one of the things that she had you do. Like write down what it is that you want for your life, right? And I remember I was writing these things down. And at that time, I think I don't know if I was at 7,000 or 8,000, probably 8,000 subs. What was it? 9. It was 8 or 9. And I remember I was like, I'm going to have 10,000 subs, right? I'm going to have 10,000 subs. And I just kept showing up. And I remember I would hear people say about the affiliate links, right? So just in case if you guys don't know, I am a part of YouTube affiliate partner program and also Amazon affiliate partner program. So the products that I tend to use, you would see that like in my Amazon storefront or on YouTube, like when I'm doing the videos and I have something like that I'm using or eating or something like that, like I could link that on my page and you will see those products pop up. So if you really want to be supportive of your girl, okay, you could purchase those products and I receive a certain amount, commission from each product that is being purchased. Okay. So I remember I was saying that I was going to hit this, I was going to be here. And this is another thing. I really want you to get this. Please get this. Please get this. When you make a decision to change your life, it's going to be a few things that's going to occur. You're not going to know exactly how the change is going to come about. You're not going to know. But certain opportunities will present itself. What I mean by that is this. A few weeks ago, no, matter of fact, last week, I had seen an email from Think Media. Right now, Think Media, the guy's name is Sean Canu, who is pretty much over that channel. He has a whole team. He's been on YouTube for over 10 years. And I kept saying, I was like, my income is going to change. My income is going to change, right? And I remember I received the email that he was doing like YouTube Growth Day. And I was like, YouTube Growth Day. So I watched the video, the YouTube Live, whatever. And he was offering a product, right? And this was pretty much his product, right? And I remember, I want you to get this so much. I really want you to get this. So Sean was like, I have an offer, which I kind of knew he was going to have an offer because a lot of times, like when you attend, whether it's a seminar or something, the person that's giving it, they normally 9 out of 10 times they have an offer. And he was like, I have an offer and this is the offer. So it was $97. Okay. It's $97 a month. And I had the money to pay for my bus pass. My bus pass was $89. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like what do I do? Right? Now, the ego was saying, just continue to make videos, right? Just keep on making videos and stuff like that. But it was a part of me that was like, I do what you said, that you wanted more, right? And if you want your income to go up, many times you are going to have to invest in yourself. Now, some people, they may say, you may hear people say, no, you don't have to invest in yourself. It's so much information that's out here that's free and stuff like that. But that takes time, okay? And so when you invest in yourself, that is like your signal that you sending out to God, like, I believe in me wholeheartedly. You may not even have all the funds, my love. You may even have to borrow money in order for you to pay for whatever it is that you need to pay for. But I could assure you, your next year or the next few months is going to look drastically different from anything that you have ever done in your life. So the ego was telling me like, no, just keep on making videos and stuff like that. And then a part of me was like, but if I want more and if I want to go there faster, right, I need to be around people that's already earning. I remember I seen one of Sean Canu videos where as though he had, on one of his videos, it was like 20 something thousand he had earned on one YouTube video. Just on one YouTube video. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to invest in myself. And so I started investing in myself. But I've been investing in myself for a while because this is the phenomenal thing. When you invest in yourself, those ideas, those lessons that you learned from the person that is teaching you, first of all, they have to demonstrate that they are where you once were and they are currently where you desire to be, right? Credibility. Then next, you invest in yourself. It's not so much, for me, it's not so much the investment, like the investment count, but it is so much me being around the big content creators, right? Like I be around the large content creators, and success leaves clues. So if you desire for your life to be that way, guess what? You have to be around people that's doing it. So for instance, somebody may say, well, I want to be, an artist or whatever it is like that. You have to be around, socialize yourself with people that is artists. People that's not any other type of artist, but people that are successful artists. You have to be around that stuff because it rubs off. And then tomorrow I have a class. Is a content creation class with Jasmine. I don't know her last name, but she from Brooklyn. But I had paid for me to attend that class. I don't care what's going on in your life and how extreme it may seem. It may seem so extreme, my love. It may seem like, oh my goodness, Dina, you just don't have no idea. You don't have no clue, even what I'm going through, what I'm facing. I am here to tell you that thing that you are going through and growing through, it is creating a person that you desire to be. Because if it's not for those obstacles, those challenges, it would not cause you to ask for what you really desire for your life. It would not cause you to become the person that you knew that you was always destined to be. It would not cause you to have a stronger and a better relationship with God. It would not cause you to do any of those things. If you are content with life, if you are just like, you know what, I just accept this as my life. You do not have to. This morning when I woke up, I was like, oh no, I'm sick of this shit. That's exactly what I said. I said, I'm sick of this. My income deserves to be way more, whatever. I was listening to Bob Proctor, personal development. And I started writing down the stuff, that I desire, although I wrote it down before, but I started being very, very detailed. And one of the things that I had wrote down was, right, so it's supposed to be everything. What you want for your personal life, right? Who do you see yourself as, right? A person that's responsible, a person that is kind, that is loved, patient, right? Where are you shopping? Like, I mean, it needs to be down to the nitty gritty. When I tell you down to the nitty gritty, and when you do this, it is such a fun experience. Now, that ego is going to tell you not to do this. It's going to tell you don't do this. The first thing it'll say, well, how you going to do this? How you are going to accomplish this? Honey, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that voice that's going to ask you how you're going to accomplish it. The hell is none of your business. Only thing you have to do is visualize and see yourself. And at first, you may not even believe it. Because belief comes from you hearing it over and over and over and over again. And that's why I keep telling you guys to study personal development, get to know yourself, take time out to know yourself. And so I remember, now I'm writing this all over, okay? But I'm going to give you guys some examples. So I had said for me and my children to go get our hair done every 2 weeks, right? But that's not good enough. Where are you getting your hair done? So this is what I said. I said, I am always upbeat. My hair is so long and healthy down to my back. I get so many brand deals for my hair and my style. My children and I go to Nap Star in New York City every 2 weeks to get our hair done. It needs to be very detailed. I never went to Nap Star. What I did was I went on Google and I typed in what is the best natural hair salons in New York City. And Nap Star, I remember seeing a girl who works in Nap Star. I don't know if she's the owner or whatever, but she works in Nap Star. I remember coming across her videos on social media. Okay, specifically on Instagram. So I remember that and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go to Nap Star. Now, the next thing is when you say you're gonna shop at stores, what stores? Listen, you are that girl, okay? You are that girl. You need to be very detailed. What stores are you shopping at, my love? Okay, you are that guy. Where are you going? What stores are you? Don't get so caught up on how your income is currently now. Don't get caught up on it because that's going to throw you off. No. All the money that you desire is here already. All of that is here. You just got to get on that frequency. I remember hearing Bob Proctor say this so many times. He said, you just got to get on that frequency of the thing that you desire. Okay. And this is how, through gratitude, through visualization, feeling those emotions. Can't you tell I'm upbeat? Okay. If you can't tell, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Now, listen, I want you to get this. I really want you to get this. Now, one of the things that I said was I go shopping, right? I go shopping every week. Is God for this? Here God created the heavens, and you saying you not, because you really believe, I don't know what God it is that you are serving, but I know you're not out here asking for a bare minimum when God created the heavens. And Jesus said, in my Father's home, there's many mansions. And you out here acting, don't you understand that it takes no more effort and energy to ask for something bigger than it takes to ask for something smaller? It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. What makes a difference is what you believe you are worthy of. That's what makes the difference. So when I said, and just prime example to give this some context, when I was writing this, I got to download, Dina, do a live video. And at first I was like, a live video on this, right? And that chatter was like, no, don't do a live video. Just continuously write. Just write your stuff down. You don't do no live video. And then I was like, no, I'm going to do the live video because there's a reason my intuition is telling me to do it. Now, some people, they are so bland. It is one book that I highly recommend you get by Brian Tracy. And it's called No Excuses by Brian Tracy. When I tell you that is a very, very good book. Or is another one, Master Your Time, Master Your Life, or something like that. 2 phenomenal books. Really, really good. I remember Peach McIntyre, the content creator that I told you guys about. She was like, y'all go get these books. I purchased those books. Remember, success leaves clues. If you are investing into things that you say, you know what, I'm going to be around the people that's successful. If they recommend a book, you best to believe I am going to purchase the book. I am going to put it in my cart. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have that book because success leaves clues. In order for you to be with the big people, okay, you have to do what the big people do. And it's not so much about the investment, right? Because money is energy. Money is energy. If you're a person that's like, well, I can't invest because, my money gonna be gone. That is such a scarcity and lack mindset. And you're right. Your money is going to be gone because you don't look at money as a tool, as an object to bring you more money into your life. You look at money as scarce. You look at money as scarce. You look at money as a limited resource when it is absolutely contrary to what you believe, what you have been conditioned to believe about money. Money is energy. So if I'm investing in myself and I see, first of all, you got to see it. I see myself being successful. All right. Now the opportunity, this is what gonna tend to happen because God gonna challenge you. All right. You say you successful. You say that you see yourself being, and you say you see yourself here. You say you see yourself living in a certain place. You see yourself being a inspirational speaker or a content creator. You see yourself all these things. All right. Okay. You see yourself, right? And you're like, yeah, I see myself. And then the opportunity presents itself. Oh, the opportunity presents itself. Do you still see it? You may be down probably last $50. I told you guys, the thing was $97. Okay. When I got paid from YouTube, I had other stuff to buy. I had other things to purchase. Okay. And I purchased those things. But then I had, what was it? It was like 80 something, okay? 80 something dollars I had left. And I had to even borrow money from my homegirl because that's how much I believed in myself. I said, and it was a part of me that was like, no, don't, nah, just keep on making the content the way you've been making it, right? But I see people that's getting millions of views on their content, on their videos, okay? And so I gotta go in and see, all right, Dina, if somebody else is getting millions of views and you are getting like 300 and 400, and I am so grateful and appreciative because let me tell you guys something. I remember it was once upon a time where though I was getting about 5 views on videos, okay, on Dollar Tree Whores. I am so appreciative of each and every one of you guys, okay, because it was once upon a time. And I remember I looked back and I said, oh my goodness, I remember it went from the single digits. And this is what's going to test your faith. Your faith will be tested. It will be tested. If you are a person and you like, oh my goodness, I'm going through these obstacles, I'm going through these challenges, I think it's the best time for you to give up. No, it's not. That's your faith being tested. And you have what it takes in order for you to move past it. I can assure you, you do. You are way stronger than you may give yourself credit for. You are so strong. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I said, you know what? I'm going to do. That's why I haven't been doing as many Dollar Tree Whores, okay? Because I got a Dollar Tree like next to me that I go to, okay? But I use the money and I invested. Because if I hear content creators saying that it's a strategy, it's not just you posting content and just hoping that your content gonna take off, then I need to find out what's the strategy. And if some people is like, well, you could have just researched that stuff, I prefer to pay to invest. I prefer to get the answers by investing. And that's some of the things you're gonna have to do, my love. You're gonna have to either pay in time or pay in money. Yes, God gave you a purpose. We all have purposes. All of us. I don't care. You may say, Dina, no, you know what? I am not good at nothing. That is a darn lie. You did not come here for nothing. You have so many gifts within you. But you have to work on the craft. You have to work on the craft. I was listening to one of the guys who work with Eric Thomas, E.T. And one of the things he said that God gave all of us a purpose. And he said, in a gift. He said, but it is your duty pretty much to get better at it. Right? It is your duty to get better at it. Duty, come on, your father, your aunt is on her way to pick you guys up. You hear me? You gotta get in the shower. You gotta get in the shower. Yeah, go ahead. So you have to, you know, is your job like prime example, when I had first started, right, doing social media and I got the download for me to make content, I didn't know what the content was going to be about, you know, but I am such an amazing creator and so are you. No, go brush your teeth and stuff and get in the shower. I am such an amazing creator that I just got creative. I said, you know what? What do I do behind closed doors? Right? What are some of the things that I do? At that time, I was listening to personal development, still listening to personal development till this day. Okay. I was making smoothies. I was going to the stores. Like at that time I was doing Trader Joe's, going to Trader Joe's and stuff like that. And along my journey, right, there was a few times that it was some shiny objects, right? And that's another thing, right? You don't want to get so off track that you start falling for the shiny objects. And I started falling for the shiny objects, like, network marketing. I did a few network marketing things. And I'm not going to say that I could have been so further along on my journey with content, but I am where I need to be. And that's one of the things that you want to understand too. Like, you are where you need to be. But don't get so sidetracked with the shiny objects, because there's going to be so many things. And if you're not passionate about it, it's not going to work. I'm grateful that I took let me tell you something. I took so many chances. I invested into so many different programs. Okay. And I'm grateful for those opportunities, those investments that I did. Do I feel like, oh, I lost money because I invested into, I never look at it like that. I look at it like it was something I tried, it worked for other people. I wasn't necessarily passionate about it. And so therefore, I have to do the thing that I absolutely enjoy. I love making videos. I love making videos. This is so easy. This is so easy to me. Me making videos, me going to the Dollar Tree and making and filming inside the stores, it comes so easy to me. It's like a natural, it's like second nature. But you have to get better at your craft. And the only way you're gonna get better at your craft is through, you gotta study. You have to study. And so if you're a person that's like, well, I don't want to do all of that, I don't want to invest. I don't want to read the books. I don't want to, develop, improve my skills and stuff like that. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Because even though God gave you a passion and a purpose, you have to get better. You have to get better at it. And how do you get better at it? Well, you be around a people, like I said, that are where you currently are, right? They are where you are, and they are now where you desire to be. You have to be around those type of people. And you got to just focus on I'm not going to say that it's the easiest thing to do. I am not going to sit here and say, you know what, it's just the easiest thing. You're going to question your faith. You're going to feel every emotion. You're going to be crying at times. You're going to say even at times that you don't even know if it's working, because the physical realm is not reflecting. But if you study, if you do something different, you're going to automatically get something different. It may not happen overnight, but you will receive something different. Why? Because you becoming a different person. And one of the things that I absolutely love from this content creator named Neo Knowledge, one of the things he says, manifestation is not you seeing your reality change. He says, but manifestation is basically you not counting on your reality to change. Like, you good with it and you good without it. It's like you let go of the urgency. You let go of, well, I need to have this in order for my life to be better. I need to be here in order for me to be happy. Because what it really is, no matter how many times we may think like, well, is the actual thing, is that car, is us being in that relationship, is us having this amount of money, is none of those things. Is really none of those things. What it is the feeling of those things. The feeling that you think you're going to have when you receive those things. Like if you say, you know what, I'm going to be happy once I receive that car. I'm gonna be happy once I have a baby. If you say those things, first of all, you making those things, you putting those things on a pedestal. Basically, you look at those things that they are more important than you being happy now. And happiness is really a choice. Like it's a decision that you make. Like I'm gonna be happy because I'm gonna just choose to be happy. And that's really what it is. Because if you ask the average person, like, why do they want a car? Or what type of car, whatever car it is that they want. And maybe they'll say, because I want people to think that I have money. And that's okay because they being honest, they being real. They letting you know exactly what it is. But then it goes a little further deeper, a little deeper where so, well, why do it matter if they think that you have money or whatever it is? And a lot of times it's because, you want people to look at you a certain way because you feel like some type of validation is going to come from there. But that's really the real reason why people may say, well, I want to live in that house. I want that. I want to be able to go shopping at Saks Fifth every week, no problem. Okay. It's really the feeling that we are aiming for. But you can have that feeling now. You can have that feeling. Like I know some people, when I first started doing Dollar Tree hauls and I would post and stuff like that, it would be people in the comments that would be like, dang, I sure wish I felt that happy going to shopping at Dollar Tree. It wasn't about Dollar Tree. It wasn't about Dollar Tree. It wasn't about Dollar Tree. It was about me deciding to be happy. Deciding like I'm gonna use what I have. Okay? And that's what you have to, let me tell you, it's not supposed to be extremely hard. Use what you have. What you have, what you have to your disposal. That's what you have to use. Don't make it complicated. If you're a person like Dollar Tree is next to me. It's right next to my home. Okay. I never knew when I started making Dollar Tree hauls, I was gonna feel the way I felt. I mean, I was already choosing to be happy. Once I got inside a Dollar Tree, it was like my inner child just came out. It was because I was already happy. When I got into Dollar Tree, it was like a add-on. It's not about the products, now the products they count for something, but it's about the choice of me deciding like I'm gonna use what I have to my disposal. Never be so big where as though you like, because I used to say this, and God will humble you. I used to say this. I used to be like, because my sister, she used to be like, and this when I was doing Uber, and I was like, I'm too good. I used to say I'm too good to be shopping at damn Dollar Tree. I did used to say that. And God will sometimes humble you. The thing that you said that you like, oh, I'm too good for this, you may find yourself shopping it. And I wasn't too good. I wasn't too good in a sense where so I was like, all right, now the opportunity presents itself. Do you still feel like you too good? If you earning money from making Dollar Tree hauls, just from you going inside the store and filming and letting people see the different products and items that they had, are you still too good for that? Right? And so many times in life, you're gonna have to put your pride to the side. You're gonna have to put your pride to the side because if you so prideful, you're gonna miss the opportunity. You're gonna miss it. Cause you too prideful. You like, well, I can't do that. That's beneath me. That's below me or whatever it is. And you may go through something in life, right? We see it in the movies all the time. The girl who had so much, then her husband left her. Her husband left her, took everything, and now she got to go back to her own neighborhood and work at that convenience store or whatever. We see it in the movies all the time, So visualize what it is that you desire for your life. It doesn't matter. You don't know how it's going to come to fruition. I didn't know that that core that I was gonna do, or that YouTube live that I had watched with Sean Cannell, I didn't know he was giving a offer, right? Like, I mean, I know majority of the time when they do those things, like those seminars and stuff like that, majority of the time they do an offer or whatever it was. But my intent never was let me get into the VRA program. My intent wasn't that, you know? But when he was speaking, and it was a part of me that was like, because it's a few times that I came across programs and I'm like, nah, I'm a wait, I'm a wait till I get more money, I'm a wait. I'm just gonna wait. And then it's like God may be saying, what are you waiting for? Do you not believe? Right? Like, do you not believe? You say your life is going to change. Do you not believe that? And so one of the things that I did, I just took radical action. I was like, you know what? This money that's for this bus pass, I'm just going to invest into this program. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what I'm going to get out of this, and it's the same exact mindset I had when I put 7,500 up for Bob Proctor material. Okay. One of the things I said, I don't know, but if I could just get one thing out of this, and that one thing was to start believing in myself, to believe in myself, to know that it's possible, to listen to personal development every day, to study every day, to have the confidence, right? And a lot of you guys, you think that confidence comes from, you just, like some people, oh, they born with confidence. Confidence comes from you showing up. Like, when you show up, you develop this confidence. Like, damn, I know, like, I'm confident because I know I'm winning. Now I know I'm winning. Like, you develop this confidence. And some people, they mistakenly think it's an arrogance or something like, but it's not arrogant. It's confident. Like, I won so many times. And this is how you have to see your life. Because there's so many times that you did win. It's so many times that you did win. But you're not focusing on it. And that's why things keep coming in your life, where as though you say you don't want those things to come into your life. The reason being is because you focusing on the times that you lost. You can't focus on those times, because those times, they're not going to get you anything but more of that. You got to focus on the times that you won. When I keep talking about the Section 8 thing, I keep that so near because I'm like, oh my goodness, I know I'm able to do this. I had goals back then, and I received $10,000, $10,500 just from achieving my goals. I know I can earn $20,000 a month. I know I can do it. You may not, like, I don't know all the actual steps, right? But that's the purpose of you being around people that's in the same exact field as you. That's the reason. Like, you're not paying so much for the invest. You're not paying so much. You paying for the knowledge, but it's really for you to be in those rooms. It's the same concept like for the schools, right? Like, you see kids that parents pay loads of money for their children to go to the school. It's not so much for the school per se. It's for they children can be around other people, children that parents are successful. It's for the mindset mainly. But you looking at it like, I don't want to put no money out. You got a scarcity mindset. You have a lack mindset. And you got that from your childhood upbringing. That's where you got it from. Because I remember when I first made my first investment, I was like, oh my goodness. You want to go to your father's house?
No, I'm hungry.
All right, I'm going to make you something.
Have some chips right now.
Go brush and stuff. You gotta Samantha said you can spend the night with her.
Today?
Yeah.
Is the children?
Yeah.
It's one of them living with?
No, both of them.
It's 3 or
2. Well, it's 3. It's her daughter. Her daughter is older though. And then the 2 little girls. Callie and her sister.
It's the other one.
Peyton.
Can I sleep Peyton?
You is with girls? No.
Wow. You must be like crush.
He didn't even see them. And I told you, to get in the shower. You still ain't, Mm-mm.
But I want to spend the night. Today I'm spend the night. Today I'll spend the night. I even sleep in there. Can I sleep there? Let's go. Yeah, I know.
All right, go get in the tub of money and brush your teeth.
Do I have to pack my pajamas?
Yeah. But she told me to call her. I'll call her when I'm done. So you really have to, believe in yourself. Take the leap out on faith. What is it that you have to lose? You don't have nothing to lose. And just say, for instance, if you've seen somebody having an investment, having a cause, and you say to yourself, you know what? I don't know exactly where this is going to get me, but I'm going to invest. And suppose that chat to come up and it says, well, if you invest, you're going to lose all your money. Well, it's times you didn't invest, right? And the times that you don't invest or you did not invest, did it get you further along your journey? That's some of the questions you have to ask yourself. See, one of the things that did it for me was, all right, I'm making content videos every day. Some days you guys don't know how many, I done said this several times, but I make 5 to 23 videos per day. And to have 10,000 subs, I'm extremely grateful, right? Or on all platforms together is a combination of 20,000 subs, 20,000. I don't want to say followers, but 20,000 of you guys that rock with me, okay? And I'm extremely grateful for that. But I know I can do better. And it's not supposed to be as hard. And so I remember I was listening to Sean Candle, and one of the things he said, is a lady, she do like Bible courses and stuff like that on her YouTube page. And he said, I think she uploaded 13 videos last year or 2024 something, and she gained 10,000 subs. And she only uploaded 13 videos for the whole year. And she gained 10,000 subs. And so those are the type of people that you want to be around. If you keep doing the same exact thing, like if I kept on, doing the same exact thing, going to the Dollar Tree, and I love the Dollar, I'm still going to do them. But I said, if I can invest in myself, I can get this knowledge. And sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice. Like, I sacrificed. What if my income, it don't look the way it looked the past few months, right? And those are some of the things that you're gonna be faced with. But then you say, well, maybe I have to take a hit right next month. Maybe. But damn it, the month not even over. Okay, so you can't project that. Like, the month not even over. You don't know what may occur. You don't know, because you don't know how these things tend to work out. And everybody that I'm always constantly around, I always say the same exact thing. I always say, you don't know. You don't know how things may turn out for you. Just because you can't see it. Just because it appear to be something wrong or something that is, appears in your physical realm to be devastating based upon these eyes, based upon our senses. But what about the intuition? What about your imagination? What about your memory? Right? What about perception? What about the will? What about reasoning? What about all those things that were higher faculties? What about if we use those as opposed to going based upon what we smell, see, taste, touch, feel, right? Then your perception on things, it would be so different. It would be like, you know what? Yeah, I have to sacrifice, but I know my life is changing. Why? Because I made a decision to choose me. And it's so funny. You know what? When Javon, tell Amani to stop. When I made a decision to choose me, right? I remember writing in the comments when Sean Canu had that VRA, a growth day with YouTube, growth day with YouTube or something. I remember he had this thing. I wrote in the comments. I was like, I am so happy I'm choosing me. But initially, like, I still had that doubt, right? Like, that doubt is still it. Amani, hold on, family. Amani, stop making all that noise. And make sure you wash your front and your bed. Keep watching. After she get up. You know, and I didn't, you know, no. And it was a part of me that was like, you know, I wrote in the chat and I was like, I am so happy. I am so happy. I am choosing me. And that doubt, it sure crept in. And it was like, don't make the investment, you know? And I want you guys to understand is, you know, every level, doubt is going to creep in. You will face that imposter syndrome. It will, you know, it just comes up. It just, no matter how much work you do, no matter how far along your journey it will come up. That doubt, it will come up. And, you know, I just put that in the chat, you know, because initially I was like, well, he'll have another one. You know, he'll have another VRA thing, you know. And for some reason, I kept hearing people. One of the people, I listened to Shay Love Diva, okay, who talks about relationships. She's like a love strategist or something. And I kept hearing her say this because I remember I was going to invest into her program. And one of the things she said was, when are you going to choose you? For some reason, I just kept hearing it. And I just was like, and it was like a split second, you know? And here I am, I'm in a mirror. I was doing my hair and I was like, you know, gosh, if I make this investment, damn, well, you know what's going to happen for the rest of the week, you know? I'm not going to be able to upload as many videos. What's going to happen? And then from me studying and understanding is that if you do something different, you shall receive something different. And so I had to ask myself, do I want to keep making the videos? And it's so funny because Sean said something. He said, you know, do you want to just keep on guessing at this thing? You know, or do you want to find a strategy for it? Because it's a strategy that the big content creators, they use. And I said, it was just like an instant where as though I was just like, all right, come on. The decision is now or never. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I called my homegirl and I was like, hey, do you have, because I had 80 something dollars. And I was like, hey, do you have such and such? Do you have like, I think it was like, what, 15 something? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right, just, send it to me on Cash App. And I paid for it. And the program is $97 every month. Right. And that's really taking a leap out on faith. Really taking a leap out on faith. If you around people that's telling you, you stupid, why would you invest that much money? Right? It could be $20 and they say this stuff to you. It could be only 20 goddamn dollars. $20. $97, that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay. If you look at it in hindsight, like that's not all the information that you ought to receive is not the money. See, if you keep getting it like, oh, it's the money. No, it's the atmosphere that you are going to be around. It's the people that you are going to be around. It's the mindset that you are going to be around. It's the group that you are going to be around. And that's how you have to see yourself. Because if everything is based upon, I remember hearing Bob Proctor say this. He said, I don't care if you got to ask your grandmother. He said, I don't care if you got to ask your grandmother for the money. And Bob Proctor program was $7,500. $7,500. But that's how much I wanted to change. I didn't look at them. I didn't look at that like, well, part of me did. I'm not gonna front. Part of me was like, damn, what if you invest in seven? And that chatter, the monkey in the mind definitely was going off. You were gonna invest that money. You don't even know these people, right? You don't even know if this junk gonna work. You don't know. And you gonna invest that money. But one thing that I did know, that if I didn't invest the money in myself, because that's really what you're investing into is yourself, and nobody can ever take that investment from you. I did know that if I continuously did the same exact thing, right? Like if I continuously brought clothes, brought shoes, brought perfume, that was not going to get me to what I desire for my life. That was only going to get me a compliment. That was only going to get me boost the ego. That was only going to, have me feel like, oh gosh, they said my shoes look nice, my bag look nice. But that wasn't putting money in my pocket. And so what I said was, wait, no, I'm gonna invest. And when I did the 7,500, I was nervous. I was scared, to say the least. And I even told Bob Proctor Consulting, I said, listen, I am scared to put this amount of money up because it was the biggest investment, that I ever did. Because we had family members say, you don't know these people. Why would you spend that much money on something, And mainly in our homes, okay? And when I say our, I'm talking about people of color. We have been conditioned, not maybe not all, but majority of us, okay? We have been conditioned to look the part instead of actually being a part, right? Like buy the clothes and buy the jewelry, buy those things. You can invest those things. You can invest on those things. That's not going to give you a return on investment. But you can't, but isn't it crazy to think that if you invest into yourself, it may be a scheme, like if you invest into this program, it may be, the people, and I'm not saying to invest into, any and everybody cause or whatever, but what I do is I look at what the person is offering, and I take the leap out on faith. I take the leap out on faith. Is this person where I desire to be? Yes. Okay, and so I invest. And so these are some of the things you have to ask yourself. You know, do I desire a better life for me and my family? Or are you going to keep waking up each and every day saying, you know, dang, I wish my life was different. God isn't going to make your life different just because you cried or begged, because chances are you violating universal law. And that's what you have to understand. And when you violate in universal laws, guess what? Your life, you're gonna feel the repercussions, right? And this is what I mean about universal law. So we all have the ability to think, right? And you can say you believe in God until you blow in the face. You can say, I believe in God. You know, I believe in God. But when it comes time for you to do certain things, you don't do it. Like, you say you believe so much, but when it's time for you to take action, you back out. So you got to ask yourself, do you really believe? Or do you believe in, listen, you know, because once upon a time I used to believe this too. I used to believe that God was up in the sky. I used to believe that too. Okay. But then it came a point in time where so I started saying, God ain't saving me. You have to save yourself. God works through you. And so all those downloads, those ideas that you get, and it's telling you to open that business, and you say you believe in God, and God want to express itself through you, and you just like, open that business, right? And you start thinking on all the possible ways that it's going to go wrong, right? And you start planting seeds, saying, remember, those seeds that you plant, you got to reap the harvest. So you're constantly in doubt. And I'm not saying doubt don't show up, but and belief is you moving fear out the way. To believe in yourself is you to move fear out the way. Like, listen, I don't care if this thing is trying to scare me, if this thing is painting the worst case scenario, I'm still gonna show up. I don't know exactly where that's gonna take me. I don't know, but I know it's gonna be better than what I've been getting. And so when I say you going against universal laws, that you can say you believe in God all day, but if you constantly have thoughts, you constantly have these thoughts of it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Nature, she don't care what seed you plant. Nature don't care what seed you plant. And you can say, because let me tell you something. I remember this along my journey. Amani, make sure that bathroom is fixed.
I did all this stuff.
Or what stuff?
But those people.
Let me see.
So tomorrow I got to wear new clothes. I don't have to wear these again.
Oh, okay.
I packed in my pajamas, everything that I need.
No, you wouldn't.
When?
In his.
Hey, those are my pajamas.
No, put them in a laundry bag, Amani.
I would like to wear other pajamas.
Make sure that bathroom and stuff is fixed.
What
And
pajamas I'm gonna wear?
I get you some. So you may look at your life and be like, no, mama, fix that laundry bag. You may look at your life and be like, why my life isn't changing?
I also get one of yours.
It's because the ideas that you tend to have, those downloads that you tend to receive. Go ahead, Amani. Those ideas that you tend to receive, you're not acting on them. And so you may be crying and really sick and tired a little bit of the life that you're living, but you're not sick and tired enough to make a change. Like you're not sick and tired enough to do something different. You sick and tired when, you know, certain things, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing when certain things come up in our lives and we see and we cry and we like, oh my goodness, I'm sick of this. It's like the more you eventually be sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you start saying, you know what? No, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something different. Because I see no one is coming to save you. And no one is coming to save you. Because you brilliant enough to save yourself. Yeah, but wait, she not here yet. You brilliant enough to save yourself. No, Amani. You brilliant enough to save yourself. So I just wanted to do this video because I was, you know, writing out my list and stuff like that. Oh, and when I say shop, because you may write a whole list down, right, of how you desire, how your life is. I'm not going to say how you want your life to be. I'm going to say how your life is. Now, you got to put exactly what it is. If you saying stuff like bland stuff like, oh, well, I just want more money. That's bland. How much money do you want? Okay. If you say stuff, well, I want to go shopping every week. Where? Like I have the stores down. I have Saks Fifth. I have Saks Fifth down. I have Neiman Marcus. I have Whole Foods down. TJ Maxx. I have American Dream, the Mall. Like I have all these things written down. And you want to be detailed. Because when you detailed, it creates this focus. When you writing this stuff down, you are focused. And that's what's really going to do it. Your focus and those emotions that you tend to feel. And when you read this stuff, and that's the thing that I've seen in my life, where so, you know, it'll be times where my intuition is like, read your list, you know, of the places, you know, that you wrote down, that you go to. Read it. And it'll be times where so it's like, I don't know if I want to read it, right? But it's good because when you are able to see that it's certain things that your intuition is not your intuition, the monkey in the mind is telling you not to do, and you are able to see that, that's good. Because you're able to see it, and you're able to be like, it want me to stop. It want me to stop. And you don't stop. You keep on going. Okay? So, with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves.
Say hi. Hi.
Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves. Keep on going. Keep on growing. Until next time. Peace.
I'm so excited.
You want to tell them why you excited, Amani?
Because I'm going to Samantha house where I could sleep there.
Very good. All right, family. I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
I was sleeping in the shower.
All right, come on, go.